Sports Entertainment Tonight. In fact, a very special edition of Sports Entertainment Tonight because we have a very, very special guest, Mr. Christopher Cadlick.
Thank you very much for having me.
Can we get some fireworks or some balloons or something, Jacob? Some confetti falling here? Oh, America! All right, we like that. Yes, we will talk some American politics tonight. The unfortunate story that is American politics.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, because we do not have our normal show co-host, Mark Traw. He is watching a, I can't say gay band anymore, can you?
Can
but
definitely.
he went to go see The Cure. I don't want to offend anybody out there, but I imagine watching The Cure would be like watching your grandma in drag, or grandpa in drag or something, right? Yeah, but it's totally okay for Grandpa to be in drag and go to the Target and pick
Definitely.
whichever bathroom he wants to go to, right?
Yeah, if you're on the left, that's what you have to do, yeah.
You can just go wherever you'd like to go,
Yeah.
I personally identify as a panda. They have not made me a bathroom yet, so I would like my panda bathroom.
You're going to
please.
need it, dude.
Yes.
Because you're neither black nor
I
white.
identify as a panda.
You're not
Neither.
black or white, though.
I'm neither in both. I'm neither in both.
So.
Yes, indeed. So, Chris Cadlick, one of my esteemed colleagues, one of my best friends. We were in bands together. We played music together.
Did all that.
We've done all of it.
Actually, there was a threesome.
Oh, yeah, that was the. Ooh, yeah. But
And,
we won't talk about that
all
to
right,
Katie.
all
And
right.
we'll share that little secret. Yes, but we usually talk about wrestling on this show. We're gonna still talk about wrestling. I'm sure we're gonna get our
of course.
usual callers.
I'm not the greatest wrestler guy, but I mean, I'll hold my own. I think so.
And that's kind of the deal. So it's like many of you out there that maybe don't watch wrestling on a regular basis. It's kind of an education in sports entertainment. So, and actually, I tried to give you a little education today.
It did, and you kept it update though, like what happened within the week.
Right. Well, I tried to. And if you're ever like missing what happened on Raw or whatever, well, number one, you watch Sports Entertainment Tonight weekly here on AOC.
Got to do it.
Otherwise, you can just look. They have like top 10 Raw moments. I usually look it up on Bleacher Report, and
It's not the
grade
same.
them.
It's not the same.
Doesn't have
No.
the video clips.
No.
But I tried to give Chris a little lesson. Where did I write all the lessons of what we did?
I think we started
right
down
here. School
low.
and Chris.
Oh, we're gonna start there.
Well, we basically, I tried to update Chris in the storylines of what's going on. We watched like some Raw highlights, and then we kind of got into some other matches because one of the feuds that's going on right now is Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. We actually watched one of their older matches from Kevin Steen and El Generico is what old Sami Zayn used to be called.
Can I say that Zayn is probably, like, as far as power rankings are concerned, I think that he is probably one of my most favorite wrestlers right now.
He's pretty darn good, and the crowd loves him because he seems like the everyday guy, but he's like flipping and flying and going all over the place. Lovable guy. So I think he's got mass appeal.
It's always the gingers, or I guess you'd say Irish.
Well, your boy's wrestling. He's actually from Canada. He's wrestled all over the world.
They're just so lovable.
Without a doubt. And that's really, I guess,
Would
kind
you
of
say that he's a bad guy?
Not at all. He's a
right.
crowd favorite. But that is really the WWE's new mission because they're going worldwide. They're taking over the world wrestling.
Absolutely.
And I think it's part of the new world order that we're going to kind of speak about a little bit tonight. But
it's already been.
Yeah, here's some entertainment for you to distract you.
Hulk Hogan was in the new world order. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
anyway, sorry about that.
We've got a lot to talk about tonight here with my buddy here, Chris Cadlick. We're going to talk a little bit of wrestling, Raw recap. We'll talk a little bit about the pay-per-view coming up. They had some people fired from the WWE. We'll tell you about those people. Some other wrestling news. We're also going to kind of expand.
As soon as they fire people, there are like 6 or 7 people that are already like
they're clearing a spot for somebody else.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like, okay, those people weren't popular anymore. We weren't really working them that many matches.
That's right.
So let's bring in some new people.
He's not a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, it's a business. It's a business. But we're going to try and expand the horizons here a little bit tonight as well. And talk a little bit of Saints, which we do talk Saints here on Sports Entertainment tonight. We're going to talk some NBA playoffs. That's a first here.
Yeah, that is not good.
Well, I mean, NBA, and by Sports Entertainment, that's a wrestling term there.
You know what? Sports are rigged.
Sports? Are they rigged? Tell us your opinion, folks. Personally, we used to be, remember when we used to love the NBA? We used to love the NFL.
Oh, my goodness.
We watched every game. We did the fantasy stuff.
Calling each other, hey, man, what do you think about? And just lately, it's just like, oh.
And, I mean, is it us or is it this fake-ass league? I mean, because wrestling at least admits that they are predetermined.
Sure.
I do not think that the NFL's players are necessarily in on this. I think it's the referees control momentum of games.
No.
I think Roger Goodell screws people over, like handpicks them, like the Saints, Bountygate. Yes, referees, fixed games.
I think we're talking about owners here.
Owners.
Yeah.
Profit sharing.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about it?
Well, I mean, I do believe that they can tell whether or not this game is going to be won or not. And they, like you said about the referees, but not the players, and definitely not the coach. I don't think the coach.
Only on big events. Like, for instance, Saints Super Bowl 44. I think Peyton Manning and Reggie Wayne, who are both from New Orleans, they threw that little in pattern right to Tracy Porter. We knew the play was coming.
Yeah.
Perfect ending to the Katrina story.
There's that. Yeah, there's that.
I mean, like, come on, sometimes I think
and
maybe kickers are in on it, missing like the Minnesota Vikings kicker missing that like 16-yard field goal or whatever.
I don't think Peyton Manning has thrown a pass farther than that since that game.
Well, needless to say, I'm not a fan of the sport anymore. I follow the Saints.
Of course.
I follow the Cajuns. I follow LSU. Mm-hmm. I mean, I follow the home team, of course.
Yes.
Win or lose, really even. Especially because the Cajuns are my alma mater. LSU rarely loses, and the Saints. I'm gonna be with you with a die hard. Whether you're 1-15 or 15-1.
Absolutely.
But the Saints had a really good draft, though.
Oh, yeah, they called it an A- or something like that.
It's like an A-. We had a good draft, and we've signed most of our picks.
Yeah.
Yet ESPN still has us ranked 27 out of 32 in NFL rankings. I mean, with a quarterback like Drew Brees, he's worth 7 wins right there.
So, why do we get such a low ranking, Nade?
Because our defense was just horrible last year.
Did you know his name is Nade, by the way?
It is. Nade. Our defense was horrible last year. We need to kind of revamp our wide receiver position. We kind of have a running back by committee. Our O-line Breeze makes our O-line look good.
I don't care who you're throwing to. We're going to score a point.
As long as Drew Brees is your quarterback.
Right.
For the next 2 to 3 years, at least. I think that's about what he's got left. Which, hey, we've got Corey. Let's go ahead and take our Corey call.
Come on in.
Corey, what up, man? What it do? What's the deal, man? How you doing, Corey? We're talking on everything tonight, man, because I don't have my usual co-host, Mark Trahan, who's like your total wrestling Mark. and Blake, who also comes on the show sometime, went to go see Rob Zombie. So, needless to say, all of my wrestling people, they kind of went to go see some rock music tonight. So, I've got my esteemed colleague here, Chris Cadlick, and we're talking all kind of stuff. We're still talking some wrestling, though. Did you watch Raw on Monday, Corey?
Yep.
What'd you think, man? We kind of had, really, I guess, Colin Cassidy get a big chance in the main event against Chris Jericho, huh?
But Chris Jericho cried too much.
Oh, yeah, well, and he is kind of your typical whiny, bad guy, I guess you could say.
I agree with that. With his hair that's always sweaty.
About $15,000 jacket.
Oh, well, they did destroy his $15,000 jacket, which I highly doubt it cost probably that much. It probably was a couple $1,000s. But it's got like Christmas lights and basically the jacket, and I guess. And, that was kind of. Then
they tore it from behind, right?
Well, and Dean Ambrose kind of made his surprise return because he had been taken out by the plant, Mitch, last week. Which, of course, I'm schooling you guys up on the storylines, what's been going on here. But what do you think about Colin Cassidy getting the big chance to be in the main event of Raw? I mean, this guy just started on the roster about a month ago.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Colin Cassidy slap Jericho around.
And I mean, it really was kind of a letdown of a main event because it was Colin Cassidy against Chris Jericho. But as Chris Jericho was coming out, then Dean Ambrose jumped him, so there really wasn't even a match.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I see that ain't no match.
Which, and to that degree, I almost thought that they should have almost just done the Usos and Roman Reigns against the Club, or whatever they're calling them, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson.
They used to be the Club, right?
Well, the Bullet Club is what they were called,
Club,
but they're
okay.
calling them the copyright issues there, so they're just calling them the Club right now. Eventually, Finn Balor, the NXT champion, is going to come in. He actually was the leader of the Bullet Club, so was AJ Styles after Finn Balor left to go to WWE. But basically, they're going to call it the Balor Club whenever he comes up.
That's more like, okay.
So, but we've got Extreme Rules, and Corey, you finally, Corey has purchased the WWE Network for $9.99.
Yes.
$10 a month, baby.
Yeah, and isn't it worth it, Corey? Tell us about your programming experience on the WWE over the last month since you've gotten it.
Right now.
What are your favorite shows on there?
Right now, Edge and Christian.
The Edge and Christian show, which is kind of like a goofy sketch comedy show.
Not familiar.
And I want to catch.
Well, Edge and Christian were former tag team champions way back in the day.
I want to catch.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I thought you said Edge and Christian.
Ah. They got the cartoon now, the Camp WWE. Which have you gotten a chance to see the cartoon Camp WWE yet, Corey?
That's what I want to catch.
They have 2 episodes out right now, and you can't let your kids watch the cartoon wrestling show. That sucks because it is filthy language in the show. It's really, it's made by Seth Green, who does Robot Chicken. He does all kind of other stuff, but it's just really
Very funny. Very funny.
He's funny.
Funny
The show
guy.
has funny moments.
I think he's a ginger as well.
He is a ginger as well.
kidding.
But the show has funny moments. It's just very vulgar. You can't let your kids watch it. And it is, like C- and D+ and funny.
It's good.
It's okay, Corey.
Oh, so it's not that good.
It's okay. You should check it out and form your own opinion is what I would say.
I believe in that.
Hey, y'all want to give some predictions for Extreme Rules?
Yeah, we can kind of go through the Extreme Rules card. That'll give us a good little opportunity to...
All right, give me the first match.
Okay, well, what do you think about this? Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin kind of recently came on the roster. He won the Battle Royal WrestleMania, and Dolph
Corbin.
Ziggler makes him
Corbin.
look good. So what do you
Corbin.
think? We got Cadlick saying Corbin here. What do you think, Corey?
I've watched him. He's amazing.
He's a big old dude. He's a
Yeah,
big old dude.
he looks
and,
good.
And Cadlick likes the bad guys
yes.
here.
I think Corbin gonna take it.
He's got to take him. He's got to take him. Which Ziggler got a cheap win at Payback.
Oh, God, I remember that one, too. Yeah, that was awful.
But Corbin, this guy's new. They are going to give him the win just so they can kind of build him up to be something.
Sure.
You wanna put him over.
You got to put him over, right? I don't think that Big Cass is going to necessarily be doing anything. He might maybe have a match. But with Enzo Amore, his tag team partner, hurt, I don't think they're necessarily going to have a match. But I think we will maybe see a match between Emma, the diva from Down Under, which from Australia, going against Becky Lynch, the Irish lass kicker.
You don't look right.
Which, by the way, some of these women fights have really...
Yeah, we showed them some divas matches or women's matches. They're not
really-
divas anymore.
They're really impressive, I gotta say.
Very good.
I think Becky Lynch gonna win that.
You think Becky Lynch would win that? And I think Emma's been looking really good though, as kind of a bad girl kind of thing. What about Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho? That feud kind of ended Raw with Chris Jericho coming out and destroying. Dean Ambrose coming out and destroying Chris Jericho's jacket. And I showed Corey, if you get a chance, YouTube some Johnny Moxley stuff. I showed Chris right here a copy of one of Johnny Moxley, who is Dean Ambrose. That's his real name. But it was one of his extreme matches where they took like the chainsaw to his head. They were breaking like dishes over his head. Crazy match.
Don't do that if you have kids in the house and there are like pets and things available.
But Johnny Moxley. But as far as this feud, we had Dean Ambrose win the last pay-per-view match. Do you think he wins again at Extreme Rules? Not sure about that one, huh?
I think Chris Jericho gonna take it.
Okay, and honestly, I think it's probably a matter of how long Chris Jericho plans on staying with the company, because he's got his rock band Fozzy that he plays with, and he tours with from time to time.
Well, I gotta say, Jericho is a brand name. And,
He's a legend.
and,
He's
like,
hosted game shows on ABC Network.
Take this one last one and go home.
Well, that's what he does. Jericho comes
Yeah.
once every year or so, and he basically puts over the other talent. Okay, let me make Dean Ambrose look really good,
Exactly.
and he can make a name for himself by beating me.
That's what it is.
That's what he does.
My bar got a match.
What's that?
My bar got a match.
Your boy.
Apollo Crews.
Man, they haven't had Apollo Crews in the storylines here lately. It's not looking like he's going to be getting a match for Extreme Rules. They might have maybe something for him in the works. He was doing some matches, before Payback, but they didn't really do anything with that. So we'll kind of see as far as that, but we do have the rest of the matches that I got for you, Corey, are all title matches. We've got your boy Kalisto, the U.S. champion, is going to be going against the Bulgarian brute, Rusev.
I don't know. I think Rusev gonna take that though.
Well, and on Monday Night Raw, we saw Rusev go against Sin Cara, who is Kalisto's kind of tag team partner, and Rusev actually lost. Which I thought was kind of a stupid idea, just because, this dude, they should make this dude look like a beast and not lose on,
That
flukes.
dude is too big.
He's a bad guy, bro. Like really.
Well, that almost kind of makes you think that, if he's losing to Sin Cara, well, why will he beat Kalisto?
Yeah, thank you.
But I don't know. I would like to I agree with you, Corey. I'd kind of like to see the Bulgarian brute, Rusev, who's way bigger,
He is.
kind of get a title run, and that would help him kind of come back up again.
They rarely let the little ones win. They do all the acrobats, and they are really good in the ring, but they rarely win championships or have any kind of weight. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, and the thing with Rusev is he was undefeated for a year. And the dude looked like he was going to be a future world champion, and that was until he went against John Cena at WrestleMania, and John Cena with his shovel kind of just buried him, and he's been struggling to get back to that same point ever since. So I think this would be really good for Rusev to win the title, and You know,
Gonna win it.
I agree.
so, in our women's title match, we have Charlotte, who will not be allowed to have her dad, Ric Flair, at ring against Natalia.
Of course, again, right? There's
Yeah, because they banned him from
Yeah,
ringside
there's,
on Monday Night Raw when she went against Paige.
yeah, and
Which Corey here has a significant crush on Paige.
is there like lawyers involved? How does that work?
No lawyers involved, huh, Corey? So, who do you got in women's title match, Corey?
I knew Charlotte gonna cheat, but I want Natalia to win that belt.
I think we all want Natalia to win at some point, but it's not happening this time.
You know why I say that?
What's that?
It's her time.
Well, and she is a former Divas champion, and we all love Natalia. She's a very good wrestler, you know, but I think they have bigger plans for Charlotte, and I think, you know, she will at least retain the title until SummerSlam, which is the next really big pay-per-view come August, where she'll probably lose it to Sasha Banks.
Watch that too.
Oh, of course. In our tag team title match, we're going to have the New Day. New Day rocks. New Day rocks. New Day rocks. Yes, there it is. Against the old school tag team who are new to the roster, of course, the Vaudevillains.
Let me see.
Which, right now, I think they were saying that the New Day are one of the longest reigning tag team champions of all time.
They are.
They are, yeah. It's because they've been champions since like last, August or something like that?
Oh, let's just talk about some bootios, please.
Some bootios! Oh! Nice reference there.
Yeah.
Which, Corey, are you going to get you a box of bootios? Because they actually are going to be coming out with the special edition bootios.
I wonder
series.
exactly how they're gonna taste.
I think it's a little bit of chocolate.
Is it gonna taste
Yeah.
like doo-doo?
It's like chocolate O's kind of thing, you know? It's like some Cheerios with some chocolate, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, goodness.
Which that would be kind of funny if it was like a bunch of little Cheerios, which are like the booty holes with like the little chocolate chunks.
And you
all in
release
it.
them.
Yeah.
It's on a string.
So what about that one, Corey? We got the New Day and Vaudevillains.
I think this title ain't over with.
Their title reign is over with, so you think they're going to give the Vaudevillains a chance? Which, in my opinion, that is really their only chance of kind of getting over. Because the Vaudevillains, I mean, like, they come out in the whole black and white 1920s, like, silent film kind
Sure.
of thing. I think that's a gimmick. Gimmicks don't usually last. Like, they kind of do them for a few months while they're hot. Then, yeah, you're boring. You're going to be a jobber and lose to everybody. Yeah. That's usually what happens to gimmicks.
Well, I'm gonna have to agree on that.
But the New Day, that's the hottest tag team in the WWE. They're entertaining. Everybody loves
Yeah.
the New Day. So I don't see the New Day losing to the Vaudevillains because Vince McMahon is not very big on the Vaudevillains. He's bigger on Enzo and Colin Cassidy, Enzo is hurt right now, so they can't necessarily fight for the titles.
Bada bang, the realest guys in the ring.
Bada boom, the realest guys in the room. How you doing? Which Big Cass only has one word to describe the Vaudevillains, and I'm going to spell it out for you. S-A-W-F-T. Soft. Like that, huh, Corey? So, yes, 2 more matches. We've got the Fatal 4-Way title match for the Intercontinental Championship. Miz is defending against the Silent Assassin, the Swiss Superman Cesaro, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
And let me tell you something. That match right there,
That's the match, isn't it, Corey? I'm almost excited about that match more than I am the world title match.
but look. No, but look.
Turn your TV
They gonna
down,
let the
little
Miz
motherfucker.
keep that belt.
What's that?
They gonna let the Miz keep that belt.
You think?
Yeah, because at Payback, they could have let Cesaro win that belt.
You're right. And I mean, honestly, I think that is one of the unpredictable ones at this point.
Which
You know,
in a way, I would love to see Cesaro with that belt
no,
because he is a good wrestler.
got one more match. I agree. So you think Miz on that one, and then finally in our main event. You know what the match is, Corey. It's going to be an Extreme Rules match between the world champion Roman Reigns and AJ Styles.
I'm sorry, I gotta go with Roman Reigns.
You got to go with your boy Roman Reigns, and I'm probably going to have to agree with you. I think there's going to be some foul play, and I think your boys Anderson and Gallows are going to turn on AJ Styles this go round.
I disagree. I think Roman Reigns might take a devastating defeat this time.
Might take a devastating defeat. I would love to see AJ Styles as the world champion. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd say, you know, like you said, Sami Zayn is like probably your favorite right now. I would say AJ Styles and Sami Zayn is up there too, but AJ Styles is probably one of my favorites.
It may happen.
But we'll see. Corey, we appreciate your call, man, and it was fun going through all the matches with you.
Oh, it's all good.
And, yeah, you got any other questions or comments? Otherwise, we can just holla at you next week.
No trivia?
No trivia. Well, it'll have to come off the top of my dome here. Let's see. Oh, you got any sports wrestling trivia?
Wrestling trivia.
Oh, easy on me.
What's Sting's real name?
What is Sting's real name?
I forgot. They said it the other day. I forgot.
Steve Borden.
Nice.
No, man.
Yep. Let's see. What do we got? What else do we got? Okay, Corey. Let's see if you were paying attention to the news this week. Who in the WWE just got fired?
Somebody good or somebody bad?
Well, there's about 8 people that got canned this week.
If you got fired, you're probably bad.
Give us some clues.
Oh, God, Corey, we ain't got time for that. Let's see, Corey. We're going to have to get you next week on the trivia because we got a couple other topics we got to get to, but here is your answer on that because your boy Damian Sandow, Hornswoggle, Zeb Coulter, the little bull, the El Torito, Wade Barrett, Cameron, and Alex Riley all got canned this week.
Wash.
Got the axe. As Vince McMahon would say, you're fired!
You get the axe.
All got fired. But it's all good because they're bringing up new people. Corey, we love you, man. Holler at us next week.
All right. Well, guys, y'all be good.
All right, peace out, bro.
All right.
Word. So, Corey always is good for eating up 15, 20 minutes of airtime. So, thank you, Corey, for the call. And if anybody else would like to call in and get in on the action, holler at your boy Chris Cadlick, Nick Fuqua here. We're talking sports. We're talking entertainment. And we're talking about it tonight. So, it's May 10th. About 8:30.
Actually, Nick is in the studio here, and I am in New York. Is that right?
You're in New York. Is it like the Twin Towers?
I'm not sure.
It's not the Twin Towers, is it? No, it looks like. And
I love it.
I think
It's
that's
good.
actually the Sears Tower. I think that's Chicago, the Sears Tower.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm north of here.
But that's where we're at, really. And doesn't that look like Africa or something like that, right? Like all this, like different shapes and stuff, like right behind me. Am I right in front of Africa? Am I right in front of Chad or Niger or like Egypt?
Liberia.
Liberia? Which I was thinking about it. What country do you think would be the closest to your name? Because my brother's name is Chad, and they got a country named Chad. I think mine would be probably Nicaragua. Or Niger, maybe.
God, it's a good one. Cadlick.
Macedonia, maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well,
Whatever.
Just random thought.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we covered a lot of wrestling, didn't we? Didn't we
Sure.
cover the wrestling that we needed? I mean, we
it's not what we covered at the house earlier today, and I gotta say there were some ladder matches. There was some.
We watched the Kevin Steen or Kevin Owens and El Generico or Sami Zayn. And we also watched a Johnny Moxley, who's Dean Ambrose, like basically get his head cut open by a chainsaw.
That was awesome.
Yeah, we saw that. Let's see. We reported who was fired. We went through the pay-per-view.
I saw Goldust get, he was winning the whole thing and then got rolled over, and it was Bobo.
Right, that's like the gimmick match or the comedy match.
I don't like
I guess.
that. I don't like that.
And nobody.
You win the whole match and you get rolled over and lose.
WWE's drawn that out way too long. It's been a couple months they've been doing that. It's like, okay, we get it. That's your comedy act, but change it up. It's time for the new comedy act. Write something else.
Not comic. It's just.
It's gotten to the point where it's not very comic. It's just
it's not.
They're trying to be comic.
Yeah, it's not funny anymore.
So I'd say we covered wrestling for the night.
All right.
We've got 6:30, so we're gonna change it up. We're gonna end. Hey, we can go back to wrestling.
Of course.
Why not?
Yeah.
Well, this is sports entertainment tonight. We can do what we want. And it's AOC. Are you really watching? Call in, folks, if you really are. 366-8950.
Saw that, right? That was a real phone call. I saw him.
It is. So the Saints, how are they doing right now? Well, we kind of already mentioned they've got an A draft. Yet ESPN still ranks them 27. They've signed their picks. But I don't know. What is your prediction for next season, Chris Cadlick?
7-9.
But we always go 7-9 when we have a bad year. I mean, Drew Brees alone is worth 7 wins. I'm hoping that finally we get that 10-win season and win the darn division, because Carolina's won the division 3 years in a row.
It's just so hard to predict these things, but yet there are people who are behind the curtains, and they are telling you who's going to win what game.
Well, I mean, it seems just like ever since Bountygate, the Saints have just struggled in getting back,
True.
and getting back in the playoffs. But, and there's a lot of the Benson drama behind the scenes going on as far as the ownership and who's running the team. Hey, the NFL might be rigged. There's the Bountygate. There's the Will Smith murder.
You said might be rigged.
Who knows? I don't want to be labeled as a conspiracy theorist here. But, in my opinion, how it is rigged is some refs can throw a flag every single play. They can throw a flag every single play. And when you have a penalty against you, it's a drive killer. Because you can't make 1st and 20 versus 1st and 10.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we got this momentum. We're going. We're getting this touchdown. Oh, flag.
They can kill momentum. They can give it. Ultimately, I think some games don't matter. They let you determine your own fate. But once they see who the contenders are, that's a storyline. We want that in the playoffs.
Yeah, and the person that threw the flag never makes the media coverage. It's always the...
It's funny. They're all like lawyers in the off season.
Sure.
So like, what's up with that? Let's see. Trannies.
Oh Lord. That is a sport, right? Isn't that a sport?
Well, apparently it is a sport. Am I gonna go left? Am I gonna go right? Bathroom left, bathroom right. So.
No, but the tranny of the year.
Tranny of the year actually was female of the year.
But. Didn't he win Olympic medals?
He or she or shim or what do you do there? Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner? Bruce Jenner won the Olympics. Olympic medalist. Caitlyn Jenner has her own really bad reality show. I saw bits and pieces of some of the episodes, or one of the episodes, and I was like, oh my goodness, is this really a show? People watch this? It just wasn't entertaining. I would have given it a shot, but she won the ESPY for Female of the Year. Now, great. Equal rights for everybody. That's great. Do what you want to do. Be who you want to be. But I would be personally offended if I was a female and a man won the Woman of the Year.
I'm gonna have to agree. I mean, I might get in trouble here, but if you were born a man, I'm sorry, you're a man.
And this is your opinion, of course.
Yeah.
You know, and we can state our opinions on AOC because that's what AOC is all about, folks. It's freedom of speech, First Amendment rights.
Sorry to say it.
So, I mean, and there's different opinions. We tried to give objective, you know, both sides of the story here on Sports Entertainment Tonight. Not that we usually talk politics, you know, really. But
I also, can I say that I am a Christian and I believe in God.
I think a lot of people, maybe especially around in this area, would agree with you there. And I mean, what about all the divisions within even Christianity? You know, maybe like people can just come together as Christian kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, because there's a lot of people against Christians nowadays. It seems.
Sure is.
You know,
we're losing them day by day.
And I mean, I was even telling you this earlier, man. It's just like, you know, everybody talks about prejudice and racism and this and that. But honestly, I mean, I think the number one person that is being targeted right now as far as racism are white males. Because, I mean, I get it. White males have been running crap for a long time, and people have been screwed over. Women have been screwed over. Minorities have been screwed over. And it's the white man's fault.
Look,
But it's not my fault. I didn't do anything.
I only say we because I'm half white, okay? So
See the curly hair, folks?
yeah, my dad's white, and I can only agree with him. He's actually all white. So
Not in soul, though. Not in soul. But, you know, as I said, I identify as a panda. You know, so either way.
Pandamanian.
A pandamanian.
That's what I am, by the way.
But, I mean, like, there is kind of like this, like, homosexual movement going.
Sure, yes, it's going on right now.
And it's coming in different directions. Go ahead.
It's starting to affect kids, okay?
Without a doubt.
So,
I mean, the perfect example. Apparently Frozen, the movie Frozen. I still haven't seen the original, which apparently is one of Disney's biggest films in years. But apparently there is a petition going out to get Elsa a girlfriend.
oh, don't tell me that.
Because Elsa was the first Disney princess to not have any male love interest in the story.
Oh my.
But there's a movement right now to get Elsa a girlfriend for the sequel of Frozen.
Can we move on?
That is kind of the deal, yo.
Yeah.
And it's not only coming through the
He
media.
wants a panda bathroom. Period.
I want my
Let's go.
panda bathroom. But you know, it's going through the media, and also I think through our food as well.
Sure, GMOs and
GMOs. You know, essentially the plastics like in this cup or in your water bottle.
Spraying
Basically,
chemicals.
that is the chemical PET. When
Yeah.
we released, it is done. They've done research on this, and it is proven that in males, it basically lowers your testosterone levels and spikes your estrogen levels.
Sure.
They are gaying you down, folks. They're dumbing you down. I'm a teacher. I see it every single day.
Don't be a man anymore.
Don't be a man anymore. Don't stand up to bullshit governments anymore.
All right, but what we really want to say is be a man.
Yes, by putting on makeup and a wig and going in the wrong bathroom. That's how you be a man in America nowadays.
Damn right.
So, anyways, how about music sucking nowadays? Maybe we're just out of the loop.
Oh yeah, I see where you're going right here. There's no more instrumentation.
Everything's digitalized.
Yeah.
Our brains are digitalized.
Yeah. Does anybody even know how to play the flute anymore?
Only the skin flute. Only the skin flute. Thank you for the setup there. So, I mean, and really Prince shook us at a core, and this is my Prince friend here.
Sure.
I thank this person right here, Chris Cadlick, for turning me on to some of the awesomeness that is Prince. Because before Chris Cadlick helped me to appreciate Prince, I thought that Prince was just the assless chaps 80s Prince.
Yeah, just
Some
gay guy.
He opened the doors to what Prince really is, and that is one of the rock gods, one of the guitarist gods of our generation.
That's right.
When was the last guitar or rock god? I don't remember one. In the 90s? Maybe like Mike McCready or from Pearl Jam or Kurt Cobain. Like, can you name any like rock musician from the last 15 years?
Oh, that's tough.
Is rock and roll dead, ladies and gentlemen? If you want to give us a call, 366-8950. Tell us your opinion. Do you think rock and roll is dead? Do you think that Bruce Jenner, our Olympic champion, deserves
Don't you ever call her Bruce again.
Caitlyn Jenner deserves an ESPY for Woman of the Year.
Thank you.
How about our presidential election of these clowns? Yeah, I believe if they had it on the ballot, none of the above would freaking win this election.
Check.
Which, you know, I mean, it's just a sad state in some of these current affairs going on. But, you know, we're getting real with it tonight on Sports Entertainment tonight.
All right, let's get back to sports or something. Golly.
Get back to sports, kind of lift the spirits here, you know, because we can go whatever direction you really want to go, because, hey, you know, we got like 10, 15 people watching.
It's getting bad.
You know, hey, it's background music, it's background noise while you're doing your dishes.
That's it,
and wiping your baby's poop.
Yes, and then while you're wiping your baby's poop, you put it into the Donald Trump bin.
Exactly.
All right.
So, Chris, tell me, let's talk NBA first.
Oh, Lord.
Who is your favorite basketball player from the 1980s? And folks, you can call in. We're talking favorite basketball players from the NBA from the 1980s, 90s, and 2000s. What was your generation? Who was your favorite basketball player back then? Who did you love to watch?
Shawn Kemp.
Shawn Kemp. That's probably 90s. And I remember the Rainmaker dunk. No, he was not 80s. And
well,
actually,
I mean, I was born in the 80s, and you know, I have to grow up a little bit to
surely. I personally remember my dad was huge like Larry Bird fan. And this was when I was a little kid because I was born in '83.
Of course, your cracker dad is gonna be.
Well, it was Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson. That was the feud of the 80s.
Right.
You
Are
know?
you gonna do white or black? Of course, you're gonna do white because you're a cracker.
Well, I mean, at least I'm a cracker in the gumbo. You know. What? So, you know, and in the 80s, tell me, who do you think, speaking of Larry Bird, LeBron James versus Larry Bird, one-on-one, both of them in their primes, who wins?
Bird can fuck.
I'm taking Larry Bird against LeBron James, both of them in their primes. Both similar height, both the ball handling skills, but Larry Bird is a beast as far as worker.
I know, yeah.
You know, he lives basketball. He's got basketball in his blood. LeBron James was blessed by God. You know, he's King James because he was blessed by God with basketball skills. Not to say he hasn't worked, you know, because LeBron has worked.
Yeah,
you know, and I got nothing but respect for LeBron. But one-on-one, I think Larry Bird takes LeBron James. What do you think about Jordan and Kobe in their primes going against one another? Come on, that's a joke. Jordan.
Whatever.
I think Jordan even takes LeBron. Even though LeBron's got the size advantage on him. Both of them in their primes, of course.
Jordan all the way.
Jordan all the way. I agree. In my opinion, and of course, Michael Jordan was from my generation, the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
I think Michael Jordan was the best basketball player that ever lived.
Magic Johnson has something to say about that.
And you know what? So does Pistol Pete. So does...
Pistol Pete didn't have the longevity as these two stars.
I can agree with that. And he made his name for the New Orleans Jazz, pretty much. Well, I mean, obviously, Pistol Pete made his name at LSU, where he still holds the college record for average points per game and most points in a season.
You know what? I heard one time that Magic Johnson said that Kobe Bryant is probably the best Laker player of all time, and it made me like angry because it was Magic Johnson saying that.
But you know what? I agree with Magic Johnson. Kobe Bryant is the best Laker ever.
No way.
Why? Because even Kobe, in his last game, at however years old he is, can score 60 if he wants to. Kobe can score 60 if he wants to. But he can have 10 assists, 10 rebounds, help out his team, help him win if he wants to. So Kobe is an all-around player. He's a leader. They say he was somewhat of an unlikable guy kind of earlier toward his career. Shaq never was big on Kobe. But no, he's not as likable as Magic Johnson.
Okay. Does Kobe play all 5 positions?
No, he does not. Magic Johnson does.
That's right. It's very important.
He's a 6'10" point guard, folks.
All
you young kids that don't know your basketball history,
it's
Magic Johnson. Let's see. So, I mean, I'd say favorite player from the 80s and 90s, I was always a Jordan fan. I watched WGN Bulls games all the time back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Michael Jordan.
Even the Cubs would come on. Remember?
Even the Cubbies. And I loved the Cubs back in the day.
Because they came on.
And the Atlanta Braves as well. Because they came on as well.
Darryl Strawberry.
Hey, that's what came on. We used to have 30 channels, folks. Because we aren't as enumerated or mind-effed is what we are nowadays, with like over thousands of channels on TV, flipping through all our apps and just the craziness of this digital world.
That's right. Not to say that it's
we could read a book back in the day.
It's still getting to us. Don't worry about that.
Well, the human mind is still adjusting to this.
I brought Nate to the house today, and we were watching Netflix or Hulu or something, or it was YouTube, and the ads were just killing us. Ad after ad after ad, and all we were watching 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden an ad.
And I said that we watch more ads on YouTube than what we watch on TV.
And that's ridiculous.
That's it. But, hey, we're bought and paid for them,
I'm not against ads, but can you just please be a little more courteous with your ads?
Well, I mean, like, who's really voting for Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton? It's the people that want free crap from the government. I mean, it's like, hey, Obama takes care of there's more welfare, more welfare programs. But Bernie Sanders, ladies and gentlemen, I love Bernie Sanders. If I did actually have to pick between Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, and Donald Trump, I probably would pick Bernie Sanders. However, Bernie Sanders is going to tax you 40% of your salary. Get ready for it, folks. 40% of your salary. Because the government is very responsible with your money. And they should have your money that you've worked for. And they should determine what they're going to do with it. Like, for instance, giving free college to a bunch of people so they can go do their keg stands and have their first gay experience in college, right?
I think you need to calm down a little bit.
Probably so.
But, I mean, if there's the box right there that says none of the above.
Stir the pot here. Get a call.
The one that says none of the above. Check
none of the above. Check none of the above. I agree.
Somebody call in, please. Do I need to call somebody to call in?
And if you don't know, you better call somebody. Yeah. Let's see. Today we went to the job fair.
Oh, Lord, that was great.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we were at the Cajun Dome. We were at the job fair. It was a spectacle.
It was a rat race.
Man, we're looking for jobs. We need
crazy,
some
man.
jobs. Personally, folks, I'm a teacher, and I'm kind of just expanding the horizons. I'm still signed up to go teach next year. However, I am looking into other fields, and just kind of seeing what's out there and everything. But man, this job,
337-366-8950.
tell us about your experience if you went to the LEDA job fair. But man, they had people dressed in all ranges of attire.
Sure.
Personally, myself, I'm staying flossed and getting tossed here. You know,
I saw booty shorts in there.
you saw some booty shorts. Yeah, they had people in blue jeans and shorts and t-shirts, and but then again, they had jobs from like doctor all the way to Burger King there.
That's correct. So, like, if you went to this job fair just casually, then I would recommend a polo t-shirt and some jeans, some nice jeans. But this guy here, he was dressed to the nines. I didn't even recognize him.
One of my best friends, I've known him over 20 years, didn't recognize me.
Said, "Who are you?"
Like, he just scanned right past me and just like, dude, I'm right here, brah. Looking fabulous, having all the other ladies looking at me as well.
I swear.
Which maybe I need to start wearing a suit more often, and I'll get more, poontang pie.
I think that suit should be on right now.
I should have wore the suit on the show tonight, right?
Yeah.
So is the world just a conspiracy, Chris Cadlick?
It's not. There is a creator, and we are on a ride together with one another.
Well, doesn't the creator just knock over the first domino, and it's really predictable everything else that's going to happen?
No.
Hasn't it all been prophesized? Don't they have people making the prophecies come true?
Not necessarily, because we each have our own destiny.
Do we? Well, a point that I will make, and I made it to you earlier on, if this new world order that is coming into fruition here, if that is the purpose, if like they want a mass population reduction to get us down to 2 billion, which we are over 8 billion right now, if that is kind of what it's going to be, how do those people sign up for that? I mean, like, how do they find it in their soul? Do they just sell their souls to the devil for their own sake of their own families, their own well-being? I personally think they are sold on it by, you can never have world peace and have the world come together until you have a world government fall. So they have to create this world government. And in order to do that, they're going to screw us all over. So we are a part of the generation that will usher in the new world order. And possibly an antichrist, I don't know. I mean, according to the Christian religion, it's coming, and I was always skeptical, ladies and gentlemen. I was always skeptical, I mean, like, you're right, But, like, I grew up in the Pentecostal Church of Alexandria, and folks, if you know something about that, I mean, like, holy crap. Like, the Brother Anthony taught nothing but the Revelations, and, like, I dream about it, and it's happening right now. I mean, this world, are we living, like, in the devil's world? It's crazy. Is this really sports entertainment tonight? Do we really talk wrestling on this show? Or are we just puppets?
You really do talk wrestling, that's for sure. But
we're getting metaphysical with it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're really boiling down to.
All right.
Which we've only got about a minute and a half left.
Cajuns,
We'd love for your call.
Right quick.
Pelicans
Cajuns,
suck. Cajuns.
Let's see. They got a young team.
We're still looking. Last year, the issue was the quarterback with the Cajuns. Personally, I know my cousin who won't be playing linebacker for them this year. He went his red shirt senior season
Oh, wow.
to go pursue career, make
Collegiate.
money. Yeah, make money.
But
I don't know about the Cajuns this year. We'll see. I think they'll be around the 7-5, 6-6 kind of range. Possibly New Orleans Bowl.
Yeah, of course.
But nothing new. Nothing new.
Okay.
I'd like to see LSU succeed this year.
Pelicans suck.
Pelicans do suck. Let's see. We got the wool over eyes. Wrestling.
What does this say?
Oh, wait. I identify as a panda. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think we pretty much covered it here, folks.
Yeah, that's
Um,
good. Yeah.
So Chris Cadlick. We've got about 30, 45 seconds left. Tell us about your first experience on television, man.
It was great. I think I would do it again.
Well, we would love to have you. You did a good job, man.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. And of course, we had to fit in a wrestling. We also talked about some crazy other stuff. So if you're watching the replay or whatever, you need to tune in on Sports Entertainment Tonight. My name is Nick Fuquay.
Wait. By the way,
Time's running out here.
Steph